Hi everyone, my name is Alice from Discovery Eye. At Discovery Eye, we specialize in Power BI for the environmental and water industries. And today what I want to walk through is some Power Query magic to help you convert your Eastings and Northings into longitude and latitude for mapping in Power BI. But first, why would you need to convert your spatial data? Almost all mapping visuals in Power BI use longitude and latitude to render as their coordinate system. So the exception is my favorite mapping visual icon map, which actually does allow users to define a custom projection system for their map. However, this can be challenging if your data might not fall into just one projection system, like the data we're going to have a look at today from the Water Management Information System in Victoria, Australia, where our streamflow data gauge locations actually fall within two UTM zones. So for zone 54 and 55. And this is where this Power Query script is really handy. So if your data is in Eastings and Northings, then you are in luck. The Power BI community has been sharing and building off each other's knowledge to create a really awesome script to convert UTM to longitude and latitude. So when I was faced with this challenge of having Eastings and Northings, and we really did want to visualize it in a map in Power BI, the first point of kind of call that I went to was the Power BI community forums. If people haven't come across the Power BI community forums before, I definitely recommend going and checking them out. It's a really great community where people can post up their problems or challenges in Power BI, and other members of the community can share their suggestions and their solutions as well. And this blog post here, or this community forum post, is what I stumbled across, which was really handy for my challenge, which I was facing last week, of wanting to convert Eastings and Northings into longitude and latitude. So this user has actually shared a Power Query custom function script to convert longitude and latitude across, or Eastings and Northings to longitude and latitude, but it's just for one zone. So they've done it for zone 55. So that didn't really help my scenario. I wanted data for zone 54 and 55. So what I've done is I've modified this script just a little bit to make this parameter here for the central meridian to be an input into the function. So let's take a look at the solution which we've shared today and how you can go about applying it to your Power BI report. So the first thing to do is to download the sample Power BI file, which we've provided in a link in the blog post or on the YouTube channel, and open that up and navigate to Power Query. So this is an example of the sample Power BI file. Just click onto Power Query here, and you can see that we've got a folder called UTM to long and lat. Within this folder, we've got a table which lists all the UTM zones and the central meridian in decimal degrees, which is that input into our custom function. And then we have the function itself here. If we wanted to have a look at the function, you can always click on the advanced editor, and this brings up the function script. So you can see that I've referenced the community blog post here where we copied pretty much all of the script from. And then I've just made one minor tweak to the function here where we've got this parameter here. I've actually made that an input to the function. So we've got another input parameter. And this allows us to kind of soft code our central meridian. So this allows us to calculate the longitude and latitude for lots of different zones. So you don't need to go into that level of detail, but it's just there if you wanted to take a look. All you need to do is select this folder here and press Control-C, or the copy command from your clipboard, and then navigate to your PBIX files, go up into Power Query, and then once we're here, just press Control-V. And that copies the folder across, so we've got that table here and also the custom function. You can see that we've already imported our site coordinates, where we've got Eastings and Northings across Victoria for these two different zones. So the first step, what we want to do is then merge this table with our central meridian to bring in that central meridian in decimal degrees. So I'm going to join these two tables together based on our zone and the UTM zone. And then just expand out the central meridian in decimal degrees. And you can see that we've got that value in our table now. Next, what we want to do is we want to add in a column and invoke a custom function. We're going to run our custom function to first calculate the latitude. So I'm going to call my new column latitude and run our function here. And this allows us to select either just manually type in input values or select values from columns. So that's what we want to do here. For our Easting, or E, we need to select the value from our Easting column. For Northing, we want to select it from Northing. Central Meridian, I want to select it from that Central Meridian decimal degrees. And the last one, this CONV, that's where we want to type either lat or long. So I'm calculating latitude, so I'm going to type in LAT all in lowercase. And this tells the function to run the function and return me latitude. So if we press OK, you can see that that's run the custom function, and now we've calculated latitude for all of our coordinate points here. So we want to do exactly the same thing now, but this time invoke the custom function to calculate our longitude. Just have to go through and select those columns again. And this time the conv input is LONG, all lowercase. Press OK. So next what we want to do is we want to change the data type. You can see that we've got an undefined data type at the moment. It's got ABC123. So we just want to right click on the column header there and change it to be a decimal number. We could even round this to the maybe nearest 4 decimal points if we wanted to reduce the precision. But this is fine, my data set's not too big. So that's all we need to do. We just hit close and apply. And then that imports the data into our Power BI report. And now we've got our longitude and latitudes. We can go ahead and create our mapping visuals. So I'm just going to use just a standard map for this example here, bring latitude into latitude, longitude into longitude. And you can see now that we've got all our stream flow gauges plotted across Victoria. So I hope you found this useful for your study. I know I definitely did. Please reach out if you have any questions, any improvements, other Power BI mapping or environmental or water challenges that you wanted us to look at in a future video or blog post. So thank you so much for listening. We'd love you to connect with the Discovery AI team. As I mentioned, at Discovery AI, we specialize in Power BI for the water and environmental industries. So we've got all of our connection and social links below. And if we do have any people who are tuning in who are passionate about environmental data and Power BI, we'd love you to sign up and be part of our Power BI for Enviros virtual monthly meetups. This is where we share different tips and tricks, case studies, and just learnings from across the environmental industry. So thank you so much for listening and have fun creating your maps in Power BI.